Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm your instructor Joy. Thank you very much for your continued support with kind questions, comments, sending me donations here and also on my Patreon page, booking lessons with me, and many of you have been very generous with your time, volunteering, answering others' questions. I really appreciate. Today we're going to talk about shifting, particularly shifting with single stops. I will be posting next week shifting with double stops. But before we do double stop shifting, let's first work on single stops, meaning one note at a time, one after the other. Shifting is one of those ongoing challenging technique for all level of players. Even great masters, they have to keep working on shiftings. So we know when it comes shifting, let's say from F sharp, if we go there, we need to keep it relaxed. And then we need to keep the fingertip live, whether we're going up or down. We know that. But when we start practicing, we're trying, but we do not know how to get rid of the left hand tension because it's a very unnatural movement, isn't it? And that's when the Dounis method comes really handy. I've made already many videos about shifting, comparing different approaches with the different pedagogues. But Dounis is my favorite when it comes to shifting because he has a genius way of understanding, analyzing, and suggesting in a very interesting yet simple way to get rid of the tension. So basically his method is this. We want to get from point A, let's say from F sharp, point D, B, so F sharp to D. If we want to get from point A to point B, we have to get relaxed. The way you shake off the tension is basically back and forth fast, moving fast. Just like if we want to swing our arm from point A to point B, if we're stiff, it's very hard to go fast. But if we swing in a relaxed way, it is naturally easy to do that. And that's the same concept that Dounis suggests. So here, in order to know what the level of relaxation or how light the fingertip should be, by simply moving back and forth, we're just teaching left hand how to behave. So that's his idea. The key is to use one bow while you move back and forth because both arms are attached in one spine. So whatever right hand does, left hand wants to imitate. So by using one bow, you're helping the left hand to be calm, whether it's up or down bow. So if you're new, you do slowly, up bow, and then if you feel comfortable, then do a couple more times, a little faster. Yeah. So now, of course, we want to get it in tune every time, but the focus, it should be the relaxation of the fingertip and the movement of the left hand. Another thing should be the thumb should always move with you. If you leave your thumb behind, and that's not shifting, but that's called extension. That's something else. That's also important technique, but that's not what we're talking about right now. Make sure you take your thumb with you. Now, that's basically what it is. But shifting large distance, even though that's our goal at some point, it may be a little too much for the first time shifting practicing. So it is better to start from smaller interval shifting, let's say from first to the third position, second to the fourth position. And that's how Dounis suggests too. He suggests simply a simple scale from first to third, second to fourth, up and down, and then just repeating those. He repeats only once, so let's say from here, if you want to shift from first, third position, he suggests, now here, so if I do slowly, so I guess 2, 1, 2, back and forth like that. But I want to try a couple more times, and then also I ask my students to do that, because the more you try, the more you do back and forth, you can see it's how easy the left hand movement becomes and how lighter it becomes, and that's exactly precisely how you want to be. So instead of, so you go, I'm gonna do slowly, sorry, yeah, like that. So you can apply in any scales. Here it's very important to move your thumb with you and keep the fingers really, really close, because the common mistake, one of the common mistakes we see is leaving the fingers too far away, and therefore by the time you already put it late and then already too tense. Yeah, keep fingertip really light, but very light fingertip. So then another thing that you want to keep in mind is when you go higher positions, the left hand position changes. Remember, first, second, third position is same. Fourth position, the thumb starts getting a little lower, getting ready to turn the left hand. Fifth position, the thumb goes completely under the neck and the left hand comes around. So if you're shifting from third to the fifth, you have to keep that in mind, meaning the left hand goes from here to right and back and forth. Yeah. So when you do this exercise back and forth, that one has to be included. So let's say from third to the fifth position. So see, we want to go from here. Then you would do back and forth, keeping the left hand turn. Again. Then you can do a couple more times. Yeah, again. Experiment that one. And at first it could feel a little awkward because moving fast like that, it feels like it's not always in tune. But remember, the focus is shaking off the tension. Once you have that one, make sure you play with the landing note with a little vibrato to check the relaxation of the left hand, and you will see it does wonders. It did wonders with me and my students, and soon you will see how easy the shifting becomes. Yeah, I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next week with double stop shifting. Bye bye.